3, 2, 1, go. Alright. So mechanics of this game, very simple at the core. You hold L or R to run. You press B to jump, and you press Y to hit with your club. But one particular thing that makes this run real challenging is you cannot swing your club while you're running. So I'm going to have to do some shenanigans and letting go my running button when I actually want to do damage. And here we see what we call rope jumping. Instead of taking our time to get the rope, we will do some jump. Wow, I just did one of the hardest tricks in the run. Red and cold. So not getting hit by those logs turning or those pterodactyls was a pretty good one. So sometimes we have to get a key like that to open the next area. They're not major challenges or anything. There's some coins here, which, like I said, you can buy to get some flowers and stuff for your home, but we'll be mostly using it as backup jumbo meat, which we can purchase to refill because your health actually doesn't refill between stages. That's kind of rude for a platformer, I would say. Okay, so here we're going to go down the road, but we're actually going to come back up. It triggers the cutscene, or the next possible scene, so we can just run to the left. Okay, this is actually a difficult screen with the fishies. No worries. It is like the prologue stage, so there we go. We got some health, we're full again. So enemies are meant to spawn at a certain rate, or as you get them to scroll on screen. But if you're not going at the speed that you're intending to go, or appearing at a certain time, they might be doing a different move. Or sometimes there might be an enemy that spawns that wasn't originally supposed to be there. Alright, so it's time to play Dinosaur Guess One. So we're actually standing on the first boss. Who's that dinosaur? And this is where we play the Pokemon theme song. It rhymes with steak, but it's not steak. So this is like an auto-scroller. There's a few of them. In fact, if we have time to read donations or anything like that, now's a good time, so if we have any of those.
There aren't currently any donations, but now that things have calmed down a bit, remember guys, we are trying to raise money for the fantastic Special Effect. So if you can donate to Special Effect, then you definitely should donate to Special Effect, because they are honestly one of the best charities around, helping disabled children play video games the way that they can be able to play them, with custom peripherals that are custom designed to the individual disability. They're brilliant! ! Donate. And yeah, it'll take you straight through to it.
So every boss has like a little chase, kind of like this. I like the animations. I thought they did a good job. This is Super Nintendo, by the way. I think that looks brilliant for Super Nintendo. And I love when you hit the boss, he has like this really funny mouth and eyes wide open animation. I'm gonna back up a little bit here. He does have quite a bit of iframes, at least we can see them. Hey, and when he's dead you can't die, so you'll just spend time in the pit. Alright, so now we're done the little prologue, and now we're headed to the main area. So there's gonna be 4 more stages. And we are free to choose where to go, but just for pathing purposes, we will go to the Snowy Mountain first. Now, Snowy Mountain has some difficult things and has some relaxed things. So here there's some avalanches. So as long as you're holding onto a rope while an avalanche is happening, you're fine. We'll take that money just in case we need to buy some health a little bit later on. And I love the animation here, your idle animation. It looks like he's really cold. Do you blame him? Alright, coming up is a kind of a difficult screen, and it shows what I mean, that I have to stop to hit him. Okay, that one I didn't want to get hit, but there we go. It's really hard to do that screen, let alone with one hit. And I don't think I've ever done it without a hit and going fast. So here you have to get a key from one of the rats, but the thing is, I've stood here and killed a lot of rats, but you have to interact with the door that says you need a key before. So here's a neat ice cave screen. Let's try to do it well. Okay, well I only got hit once. Let's try to do the rest. So we got a weapon upgrade now, so we have the projectiles, which is really good in these areas. Because some of these enemies can block. Here we'll intentionally get hit just so we can continue. There we go, that was a better rope jump. We're almost at the boss here. Okay. That was an unfortunate hit, now we have to take things a little carefully. There's one hit and we'll lose our... Not only lose our upgrade, but we'll have to be sent back. But fortunately, this boss gives you 2 jumbo meats right before. Right, there's a tiny bit of an auto-scroller here to get to the boss. And that's probably Rocksteady from the Ninja Turtles. Shooting ice out of his nostrils. The Triceratops. Interesting boss. He sort of stands just in the middle, and I have to time my hits with his iframes. I just have to watch for which side he's going to attack. But first he's going to break the background completely, which is kind of cool. Right? Gotta have a grand entrance if you're a boss. I'll respect that. I'll sort of do these walk buffers for the first couple hits along the wall like this. Okay, now I have to like pay attention more to what kind of attacks he's doing. There we go. Alright, that was Snowy Mountain. So now we're not back at the village. We continue from where we left off, and we are gonna go into the swamp. Or no, this is not the swamp, sorry, this is the jungle. This is probably one of the harder stages in my opinion. Each stage has like something that you need to be very, very careful about, but I find this one is hard overall. We're gonna see our first, well, we already saw like our first animal friends, so you can actually ride pets in this game, but they are actually slower than running, which is why we don't use any of them. But hey, it could be a good incentive to ride all the animals. This is a really cool screen if done correctly. So you basically have to run all the way across. Okay, not starting well. Okay, how did that one hit me? I'm appealing that one. Okay, we'll kill this one for safety. Here you can just run over it. I find that cool. Okay, we have 1 HP. We're just gonna make sure we get the checkpoint. It's possible to die here, but we won't. Please. Thank you. Yeah, that caveman is scaring me right now. Oh, he's on a mission. Never seen him go that far for me. Okay, so here you're supposed to duck like this. This is Ridley. I call him Ridley just because he does like the same thing as Super Metroid. But if you don't duck, you can just let the wind take you. That's way more fun. Whee! Okay. Now I took a hit. I have to be careful here. Okay. So the Pterodon boss can either fly upwards or he can swoop down really fast. We can get 3 hits in if he goes to the top. There's 1. There's 2. And I missed the 3rd one. Nice. He's nice and he's giving me that pattern again. And I missed him again. Nice. Now I want him to swoop because he would be lowered to the ground before he dies, but that's fine. And as you can see, no damage taken while a boss is dead. Now we're headed to the swamp. Alright. I like to do the swamp last because, or not last, but after the jungle, because there's conveniently a piece of meat right there. There's our friend. And there's conveniently another piece of meat right there. So even if you get with terrible health here, you can just refill. And here this screen looks really hard visually, but really all you have to do is run right. And there's another piece of meat right there. Here we have to get our key. And it's sort of fitting because I find this next screen is the hardest one. The water cave, or whatever it's called. Okay, let's just play with this. Since we landed on him, we might as well just use him so people can enjoy the sound effect. This is not intended. I also have no idea what kind of strats I'm getting involved into. Okay, we're gonna get up now because I don't even know what I'm doing now. Okay. So we have to take things a little carefully here because we only have 1 health. It's alright. There's jumbo meat right here. Okay, we're almost at the boss. Which the swamp boss is a, I can't remember his name exactly, but it's a form of Plesiosaurus. Which we saw in the demo screen a little bit earlier. Here we go. I was hoping to get 2 hits there. I didn't actually get them. It's unfortunate. Because one, before you can hit him, there's long cycles. Normally you want to get him for 3 cycle. I got hit again there. That's some cool, non-cool free hits by this free boss. He's got some really unorthodox attacks, but it should be free. There we go. We still got 3 cycle, which is what we wanted. Okay. Off to the volcano, which has my favorite song. So the gimmick is fire. I'm sure that was not hard to guess. But the thing about the volcano fire is if you fall into the flames, 1 shot and you're dead. Regardless how much HP you have. Okay. And we go through the heavens for the first time. There was health right there. I was like desperate for it. Now we're going to try to do this how we intended it. There we go. I'm going to take this meat. There we go. That was much better. So it makes wonders when you have full health when you get into a stage. Alright, so this is like a chase screen. There's like volcanic lava chasing you, but since we're speed running, it's gonna be a while before it gets to us. Such as never. Take this meat, even though we had 4 health. 4 health is good, but we'll just go with the safety full 5. There we go. Here I'm going to intentionally wait so I get the pillars on the cycle that I want them. And I'll do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. That hit was intentional. Here I'm going to jump. If I don't jump, then I get a long little cutscene here. Alright. If you haven't guessed which dinosaur this is, it's not Barney. But it could be the same species. Friend, the Tyrannosaurus Rex is here. For now, we just have to dodge his leg, paw. But we're going to see him shortly enough. He has a lot of health, but his iframes are really short, but it's still one of the harder annoying bosses because his hitbox is kind of weird. And like sometimes you think you get him and you don't. And sometimes you think he won't get you and he does. As you can see, we can land some hits real quick. Okay, he took a hit on me right at the end there. Alright. Now we're finished all the map stages. Now we go back to the village. And since we're not full, we're gonna hit on this and buy a jumbo meat. And then we talk to the villager and he's like, hey, you gotta connect these rainbow stones. Here, take mine. He's like, you had one the whole time? What? Okay. And this guy is like, here, I'll take you to your village. That sounds fun. Road trip. But then he launches you into fire. You could have told me the place was on fire. We're about to fight Gork. Gork is a reactionary boss. So we're gonna try to like force him to the corner. That's not working. Okay. We're gonna have to do traditional Gork, which is stay a little bit of range and wait till he jumps. There we go. Thank you for the jump. He can not jump for quite a while sometime. Okay. Perfect. I'll take that. So now we take the pterodactyl away and we go tell our villagers, are you mad? You left me in the fire? I don't think that's what they actually say. That's just what I pretend in my head that they want to say. So since we're going to the final stage, the rainforest, we're just gonna spend a little money and get some meat for safety. There we go. So now we got all the stones. Now we can make the rainbow and go to the last stage. I could have just taken the pterodactyl and flew there for the first. It would have been a shorter speed run, but all for a big plot. I'm gonna focus here because it's a harder of a stage, a little bit. I'm gonna wait here. There we go. Alright, we made a damage list and we slowed down some spots, but that's fine. This is the bone graveyard. It's kind of a pretty bad name for like a chill game. Pretty heavy name. It's just the boss rush. The difference is the bosses have a few, like, most of them fight the same way, but the area might be different. Like in this one, there's no fancy holes and stuff. And their iframes might be a little different. Oh, you got me there. So we have to wait till he's off the screen before we can go, and the camera always centers to the screen before you can run. So that's why I'm intentionally waiting in the middle and not to the side where it would make sense in a typical speed run. Okay, this one doesn't have the platform to help me out either, but there are also no spikes, which honestly is a lot easier. Okay, so there's a swoop. We won't have time to second hit. Okay. So the goal here is to try to not get hit, because I only have 2 lives left. A game over would make me restart the rainforest, so it's like I could still make it, but I prefer to not have to do this again for a good time. So here's the Triceratops. This one is the hardest in my opinion in the refights, because his iframes are way longer than before. So like he already starts doing attacks like this. So I have to like watch all the time. we got hit once. We'll take it. We have 2 bosses left. And then finals, of course. We also don't have the shooting upgrade for this one. So this fight is a little different, like I said, because we don't have the projectile, but also his diving patterns are a lot faster. So we can only hit him twice per cycle instead of 3. So we are going to see 4 cycles. That tail is like the most weird attack ever. And the fins, I don't know, like, if you get hit by one of those, you probably deserve it, I guess. Alright. Now we have 1 more refights to go, our good old friend the T-Rex. Now, I would like to beat the T-Rex with these 3 healths. If I have to go with the last boss with 1 life, I can manage that. Okay. But beating the T-Rex here would be ideal. His iframes are a little bit longer than they were in the real fight. So far he's being nice. No weird patterns. Okay, we got hit once. That's perfectly fine. Okay, now we're at the final boss, and you'll be like, Mannix, I'm pretty sure we've seen this boss before. It's Gork. Okay. So we have to do this with full life. Here we go. He's a little bit more, as you can see, he blocks a little bit better, so we're just gonna play him safe from the get-go. It is possible to, like, force yourself into him and take damage, but with 1 life, we are gonna make sure we get through this game, because we don't have unlimited continues or whatnot. Alright. So I wish to warn you guys that there's a second phase here, and time will be after I pick up the crown in the second phase. But there are some bright flashing lights, so if you need to, if you're sensitive for light, maybe look away for the next minute. This boss is kind of, there's some weird wonky stuff going in the background as well. It's not just the light. So he has these little patterns. You can hit him after each one. This boss is actually, like, even though it's super Gork, he's way easier than his first phase. This is the time waster, the 5 spins. And he just decided to give it 3 times in a row to me. Nice. Okay. Alright, get ready on time, Matt. As soon as I raise the crown in the air. Time. What was that, like a 25 something? Without a timer, I'm guessing?
No, actually, it was 23:29.
Really? That's my 3rd best time. I'll take it. I have a 21
Damn,
something
good job.
for PB, yeah. I said 28, not bad, huh? But seriously, this game is one of those games where it's like, it'll take you 10 seconds to learn how to play it, but to optimize it as a speedrun, it's a lot of little things to pay attention to. Another game that I can't read chat. So here, like I said earlier, we're supposed to get married and get a home and that, but because we did none of that, we get home and it's undecorated and no one's home. Feels bad, man. And it's got the best ending music that you can dance to. Thanks for having me. Matt, what's next?
Next up, we've got Techno Tempest Steve with Shovel Knight Showdown Story Mode Medium. But before we go to that, I just want to say thank you so much for covering at the end here. It really means a lot that you came in and saved me from a completely failed Doctor Who speedrun.
Hey, Now it's your goal. You have a goal to get a good Doctor Who speedrun in. No, seriously.
Damn
there's no
straight, and I
problem.
will, but that won't be tonight because, like I said, next is it's a Tempest Mask. Well, you heard what I said. I'm just gonna
Mask
go to the
1000.
intermission because otherwise my brain might explode.
I love Tempest Mask. He's a fellow Mega Man
Oh,
community
nice!
speedrunner.
We just got a donation actually.
Let's read it. I'm here. And then you can throw me out.
It was from Fluffy, and it said nothing. But it was a £15 donation, so thank you very
fluff
much.
Of nothing. A big fluff of 50. There you go. Thank you very much. And thanks again for having me. We'll go to a break and stay tuned. Tempest Mask is
Yeah, no
good
worries at all.
entertainer.
Thank you for being here.
Take care, everybody, and see you on Monday for myself.